Hello, welcome to the Knitting Samurai and Her Guys video podcast. I'm your host Steph, also known as the Knitting Samurai, of course, and Adore Knit Steph over on Instagram if you'd like to follow me over there. It's a lot of knitting and shop talk. So today, kind of light on the knitting content, so I thought I'd share a project that was finished while we were on hiatus and catch you up on the blanket and some sock knitting, and that's the show today. So first up, Roland's teacher is having a baby. I think I mentioned this. He has 1 day of school left, so I'm finishing just in time. She's due in October. She's having a little boy, so I thought I would knit her a few of the newborn hats that I so loved with both my boys. They wore them in the hospital and then home. So the stretch, lets it fit for a little while, and the lightweight fingering sock yarn, you can roll it up if you need to. The fingering sock yarn makes it a really lightweight hat, but just traps that little bit of warmth that they need on their little noggins. So this is some Knit Picks Felici. I think the colorway is something about a swamp, but I'm not sure. So there's that one. And then I made one with a one that's straight stockinette, no ribbing, and I put a little pom-pom on it. This one is Into the World. It's one of the club colorways I got, and you can see I had this beautiful steady, it's like stripes of purple, and then this blob. So this blob right here, my phone stopped working over the weekend. I was I spent 2 hours Sunday night trying to get it back. It was saying no service, and I did everything they said online, and I couldn't get it to work. And I uninstalled and reinstalled and backed up and did everything, and then I went to the Verizon store, and this is when I knit during the Verizon store, and I left with a new phone. So I now have graduated to the big phone. Yep, I got a 8 Plus, and it actually costs me less costs less on my monthly bill than what we were paying for my 7 I think. But I couldn't get the rose, and I love the rose, but I got red. But then I have a case on it that's an outer box defender. I highly recommend that if you have a little person who plays on your phone. I have 2 that touch my phone, but honestly I'm the one who drops it most, and I've never lost a phone with that case on it. So I've never lost a phone with that case not on it, but I did lose an iPad without outer box on it. So now all of our devices have those on it. Anyways, I thought since it's an October baby that it needed a pumpkin head hat, because all babies need to be little pumpkin head hats. So I kind of disregarded that I was short on time, and I cast on and I wasn't paying attention, and I just did, what did I do? 9 knits and 1 purl, right? To give it that ridge look all the way around, 80 stitches, just off the cuff, out of my head, right? So I did that, and it was rolling. And I think, because both my boys had pumpkin head hats, I think I was okay with it on Roland's, and then Tristan's, I maybe did some ribbing at the bottom or seed stitch, but I didn't want to rip back. I was like 8 rows in, so I decided to do a folded brim. Yeah, because, spend more time. So I did that purl row, you could see it right there, for my folded edge, and then I just picked up stitches and knit 2 together around on a row, and then I just kept going when I was done. So it gives it this interesting little effect. I think once it's washed and blocked, it'll do a little better, which I need to do this afternoon, and it's going to be in the 80s here today, so it should dry pretty quick outside. For this hat, I used some Malabrigo Rios. I think that's the superwash. It's 100% superwash. I did make sure of that. I let the boys pick the color, so it's got some nice variegation in it. I don't know how much you can see, but I'm pleased with how it looks. And then on the top, I used some Knit Pick Swish that I had left over from a sweater I knit myself, one of my first sweaters. And so I just played around with casting on and then binding off right from the opposite end. That gave me the curly corkscrew look, and then binding off from the end that I had just cast on, and then working back gave more of a straighter look. I cast on one, and then I work some increases to make a leaf on it. I switched to green at the top once I had done all my decreases, so I'd get a little stem. So it's kind of busy at the top, but I think it makes it fun. I think it makes it fun. And that's how it would be, right? A pumpkin has lots of different kind of curly Q things coming off it. So I'm pleased with this. My mom looked at it and was like, that's for a baby that's going to be born in October, so maybe he'll wear it when he's 1. That's fine with me. I'm okay with that. But there you go. So those are for his teacher. The colorwork socks, I didn't touch them. I didn't touch much of anything because I've been focused on knitting my 18 blanket squares and getting those 3 hats done. So I feel like I'm kind of being harsh on myself. I'm gonna stop. No harshness, because knitting 3, even though they're baby hats, but 3 hats in a little over a week is okay. That's good. It's decent work. Okay, I got this. Where is it? It's right there. I straightened my hair and then I flipped it, and thank you all for your encouragement over on Instagram that it looked nice, because I haven't done my hair in years. I said a year, but it's more than a year. I haven't done this straighten and flipping and whatever. Neither here nor there, right? So the soccer socks, last time you saw them, I was here, the Progress Keeper. I didn't get closer. And so now I've finished the first one, bound off. You can see that normally, this is Barocco sock. Normally these self-striping sock yarns have a repeat that you can follow that's, you know, orange every so often, right? Well, the first one I didn't realize, but something happened here. They must have, I don't know. I don't know how I didn't understand that I was mixing up the pattern repeat. So about this much of the foot does not follow the stripe sequence. So for the second one, I did a whole bunch of color management because I want it to match, because that's just who I am. And so I got it pretty close, but I ended up with like 3 different sections of yarn, because even though it was close, it wasn't quite lining up. And I'm gonna call this good. These are gift socks, and the leg will match perfectly, and a little bit of the foot is gonna be off, and I don't think she's gonna care. So I think these are really pretty. Funny thing about this yarn is I bought it once, and then I destashed it, and then I looked for it and I didn't have it because I had swapped it at the knit group, and so I bought it again. So I'm glad to be knitting this. I think I bought this back in 12, maybe even earlier than that. I've had it for a long time, so I'm glad. I love it. It's a good color repeat on that. So that, again, is Barocco sock, 75-25 superwash nylon. Yeah, superwash wool nylon. And you can see that's a very beat up label because it's been around. Oops, sorry to shake ya. Sorry to shake ya. So, I'm gonna move this off because I am shaking you like crazy. So let's talk about what I'm wearing because I'm hot and I'm gonna take it off now. So this is the Fallen Cloud shawl. The designer is Lisa Hansen, if I remember correctly. The yarn is Hazelnuts Cadence in the colorway Lichen, which reminds me, when I knit it, it reminded me of Bert and Bernie. But this is a great golden color. With an I-cord bind off, you knit it sideways, you start over here and you go across, and it's just so much fun. And it has, I want to say 3 different cable patterns in it, right? Because you get the edge, the big one, that one, yeah, 3. And so you're keeping track of that, but it really was a fun shawl to knit. It is worsted weight, so it's super heavy. It's super heavy. But yeah, and the garter is squishy. It came out shorter than I would have liked. That was the thing about it. But was blocking. I got it to 66 inches, which is my wingspan, because that's my height, or it's pretty close to. So it just goes around, but not a lot more. You know, it doesn't have real big ends. But isn't it beautiful? I never quite know how to. I think that looks good too, if I wear it like that. So again, Fallen Cloud. And it took, the Cadence was one of the big wheels that I bought at Fiber Space during Maryland Sheep and Wool last year. So it didn't use the whole thing. I know that for sure, but I don't recall exactly how much I did use. It would be on my project page though, because I'm a note taker. Stash Dash is going on, and I finished 3 baby hats, but I haven't done anything else, so I may not finish, or I may. We'll see. Definitely not going to be doing updates this time around. So here's the blanket. We love the blanket. I honestly can't remember what had been done last time to this time. I think I had I showed you this one in the rains. The color was horrible. I apologize for that, right? That was this partying up and getting down sock. Then I did this blue one to try and connect it. And then this one's sport weight. So instead of doing my normal 15 stitches between stitch markers, between the decrease lines, I did 14, which is what I do when I use a Patton's Croy. I take it down to 14, and it seems to be working out okay. I'm trying to look if I have an internal Croy to share with you. Yeah, this one right here. This blue one is a Patton's Croy, the blue stripe, and it's just as big as the other one. So I find that each hex gets a little bit puffy, right? It's kind of like a boob. But as the hexes fill in around it and it gets stretched, like if you look at this one, that red one, it really doesn't have any puffiness to it that you can see. So like this right now, this one's pretty puffy. This is a Croy one, but once it gets the ones around it, it won't. So I love it so far. It's getting kind of big for knitting on it. So it goes both ways, right? When the air conditioning's on and the house is cold, I like it because it covers up my cold toes. But it's getting heavy on the wrists, and I don't like it when it's super hot like today is gonna be. So I think, tell me what you think if this is a crazy idea. I think I'm going to just start a second one, right? Get this to the width I want, right? So say I want it 8 hexes across. Okay, get it set, and then cast on another one that's 8 hexes across, and then knit that. So think of it as I'm knitting the top half of the blanket and the bottom half of the blanket, and then I'll just have to do 8 hexes across to connect them, which I totally can do. Pick up along one side, pick up along the other, cast on the 2 sides, and then the next one you pick up around 3 sides and only cast on and work your way across. So I might do that, because as much as I love looking at this and throwing it around and having it with me, it's not necessarily perfect for summer knitting. But then again, this is how I got this, right? Because initially I was gonna do a color flow, and I sorted my fingering weight stash into reds, purples, blues, and greens. And then, like, if you think of it as the 5, right? Red, purple, blue, blue, green, and then green. And I cast them for the red, and I was doing all these reds. I probably have 20 hexes of that. But matching all the reds to make it fade out was very cerebral. And Christmas came around, and we were doing the cheer swap, and I just wanted to have a crazy grandma looking one. So then I left that one. I set it down, and I haven't worked on it. So I don't want to set this down and then not cast on the other one, and I don't know. I'm weighing my odds, my choices with you. I'm sitting here and I've got you facing me so I can see what's being recorded, and the trees look beautiful. I really like this new camera. I hope it's making a big difference on what you're saying in terms of picture quality. So there's that. I think that's really all I have to share with you right now. The only shop talk I have for you is that we currently have free shipping on orders over $15. US shipping, sorry. And Etsy, I read it on someone else's Instagram account that Etsy is changing their fee policy, and then I went and read all the details on Etsy, and it's really not advantageous for shop owners what they're doing. Like, I don't understand. I think it just seems kind of greedy, and I don't know how high their operating costs are, but charging me for shipping. I don't get that money. It's not profit. I'm giving it to the post office. So I don't like what Etsy's doing, but at this point my shop's a little too new and I need that advertising or the notoriety of Etsy to help get my business name out there. So I'm gonna stay on Etsy for now, and I'm not gonna increase my shop prices for now. So, there you go. Or I should say for 2018, for sure, for 2018. So there's that. Tristan had his 4th birthday party. Yay! Big 4-year-old. So he was so cute. We did Ninjago and Star Wars theme, mixed them together. And sorry, my hair is just blowing all over the place. You could tell I'm not used to having my hair down. We did that, and his grandfather came and my parents came, and he wanted very specific chocolate cake, 2 layers, frosting in the middle, blue frosting with sprinkles, and the edible letters spelling out happy birthday Tristan on it. So I did all that just like he asked for. I even put sprinkles in between the 2 layers of cake. And then I got Lego Ninjagos, like the little action figure, whatever, little Lego characters, which are, they were kind of pricey, but we don't have any and they love the show. So I put those on the cake and the boys flipped out. It was so cute. We did that, and Steve's been working in his woods back here, cutting back trees. You can see the sunlight where he's opened up some space, but he promises me he's gonna plant some more trees, so that's good. I like trees. I'll take them. And summer vacation starts tomorrow afternoon. Tristan is gonna stay with his daycare, and Roland's gonna do some different summer camps. I think out of the 10 weeks, he's home 3. And he'll be in different camps the other time, so that's good. I like to keep him active. One of them's a soccer camp, one of them's the local university. They do a camp that does swimming. One of them's a travel camp just to go around to different sites and stuff and visit places, you know, amusement parks and water parks and state parks. Things that I would love to do with him, but I don't have the energy to go and run and do every single day. And so he can go with a big group of kids and have fun doing that. So, and then we're doing one that's held by the school teachers. We've never done this one before. It's at the school and teachers run it, but I don't know how it's connected to the school. So if it's connected at all or what, but it's super cheap. So we're gonna try that one. So that's Roland's summer plan for my big, soon-to-be second grader. So there's a little update on the guys, I think. No new yarn purchases. I did order some more bags. I know. I'll share them with you next week when they come in, but that's it. I'm not buying anything else. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you have a great 10 days or so until we speak again, and enjoy what's going on with your knitting. Take care. Bye.